All right, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get started with our coach webinar, 4 steps to coaching. We really want to break it down for you guys to 4 simple steps of what we do as coaches, how we use social media, and then how we actually earn an income, make a business of it. We're not all just home because we're twiddling our thumbs and not getting paid. Like, we support our families with this. And then how to get started, whether maybe you are brand new customer coach to everything, maybe you've been around for a couple years, maybe you've just been watching on the sidelines. Like, wherever you are, we want to give you the tools that you feel comfortable and that you ultimately leave this feeling knowledgeable of if this is a good fit for you, or if it's like, hey, this actually isn't a good fit for you. Like, that's what we want to take away. So my name is Brooke. We have on our team, I'm sure you have seen us if you're here. We just got back from a leadership event in Scottsdale. We have Dana, Rebecca, and another Brooke. We have lots of Brooks on our team. So Brooke with an E, Brooke without an E. And we're just at this leadership retreat for Beachbody, the company we partner with, who is getting a name change. It will be Body next year, which that's a whole other story, but we're just super excited. I don't want you to look at us and our, my 6 years of coaching, and Dana and Rebecca and Brooks, I think they're around 3 to 4 years of coaching. Don't look at any of that. Like, we all came into this knowing nothing. I'm going to jump ahead to the next slide. Knowing nothing, having no clue. And honestly, most of us were in some of our darkest, hardest days. And I show this picture, we all look, this is our team. We're from all over the US, Canada, Mexico, UK, France. And I was just looking at this right before I got on, and I'm like, we all look so happy and we're smiling, which it's kind of contagious when we're together because it is so much fun. But this is not where we started. Not even close. Like, we'll see some before and afters of us and later in this presentation. We all started, like I said, coming in, some of us in depression, some of us with 100 pounds to lose, some of us who just had babies when we're desperate to stay home and we're trying to figure out how to make it all work in hard and dark days. And if you are feeling that right now, or maybe you're in a great season of life, but if you're not in a great season of life, you're in the right place. You're here for a reason today. And I'm just, like I said, I hope you feel empowered to make a decision after you listen to this, whether it's you're on here today live with us or watching the recording, that whether this is a good fit for you or not. I do love our team. I'm obsessed with our team. We're not just Beachbody coaches. We are moms, teachers, nurses, lawyers. Not all of us want to stay home and build a business with this. A lot of our team actually work full-time outside the home and then just do this on the side for fun or to help family and friends. So I'm going to stop talking. We're going to jump into our 4 steps. And the first one is, what is a coach? So I don't quite remember who has that topic. So whoever does, just unmute yourself and go ahead and get started.
All right. Hello. I am Dana, and I get to take this first topic of what is a coach and how we get people results. This is one of my personal favorite topics to talk on. So I definitely was like, oh, I want to do that one. But before I get into kind of these 3 bullet points of what a coach is and how we help others, I want to take that word coach. And if that is something that you hear and you're just like, cringe, because I get it. Like, I felt that way, and I get it all the time from people like, I don't want to be a coach. Because when we think of a coach, we think of somebody that is an expert, that knows all the things. If you think of like a sports coach, they are the most knowledgeable in that area. But when it comes to a coach in this network, I'm going to share exactly what that is, but don't let that word be what holds you back. I challenge you to just listen to what we have to share without putting any expectations or preconceived opinions on the word. I know that I did it. And for even my first year of coaching, I was embarrassed to say that I was a coach, which is really sad now. And you'll see why I think that that's sad, because I'm going to share exactly what we do. So to begin with, like I said, we are not experts. Whether you are brand new to Beachbody and you haven't even done a single program, or you've been doing it for years, but not a coach, like either way, you can start exactly where you are. And Brooke kind of touched on that a little bit. I know for myself, I had struggled with health and fitness. That's why I was here in the first place. I was a yo-yo exerciser. I'd ran race. I'd done extreme programs. I'd tried home fitness. I'd even tried Beachbody programs before. I knew nothing about nutrition. I am still a sugar addict in recovery, or I don't know what I'm in right now. I took no supplements. I did not believe in supplements. I took no multivitamins. I did none of these things consistently. And so again, like I said, whether you are just getting started and you're going to do those things, or you've been around and you're starting to see the benefits of when we do use these tools, either way, you don't have to be the expert. Beachbody has all of those things. We have the programs that are laid out for you in the calendars. They have the nutrition programs that help teach our customers, and we have incredible supplements that really changed the game for me. And what got me to sign up as a coach was when I finally gave Shakeology a try. And then going into the new year, we are adding a whole mindset piece to what we offer, which that's, like we said, there's so much new cool stuff coming. And part of the reason that we are so pumped to share this with you guys right now. But it's this whole health from the inside out that we are presenting to people. And I'm really excited to be backing that. So just to clear the air, you don't have to be an expert. I know all the ladies on here would say the same thing. What we do, though, is we show up for ourselves and we be a product of the product. We choose that program and do it start to finish. We get results. And when I say results, I actually had somebody reach out to me the other day and say, but what about the people that do the things, but they physically don't see the results? And I said to her, well, your results don't have to be tied to the way that you look. It's okay to have weight loss transformation, but you don't have to be a coach coming in with a weight loss transformation. These products, this whole new wave of what Beachbody/Body is calling health esteem. This is where it feels good to feel good. And that means a lot to me, because you can see in my photo here, and on the bottom, have a physical transformation. But the very first post that I shared about coaching 4 or 5 years ago, the first line that I wrote on that post was, it feels good to feel good. I took the tools that my coach Brooke Anderson had given me. I took the nutrition and I learned it. I took the programs and I did them start to finish. I drank Shakeology for more than 1 or 2 times. I drank it for 60 days. And I leaned into the community that she provided. I was a product of the product. And if you do those things, you're going to feel good. And that is our job as a coach, is to do that. And I'm not going to talk about how you share that yet, because I'm going to let the other Brooke C share a little bit about how we can share being a product of the product. But your first job number one job will always be yourself. And it's crazy to think how that will ripple even within your family. Okay. Even before you go and you share it with people, people are going to notice it. So like I said, product of the product. And then as a coach, you are going to go and you're going to help others get started with these same things. And again, so we abolished the word coach. And so now I think the next thing that creeps into a lot of people's minds, and especially mine, was, I don't want to be that girl. I do not want to be that girl sliding into the inbox, the hey girl messages. But I kind of, again, ask you to kind of flip the script on that. And if you have done these things that a coach does, and you are going to be a product of the product and you're showing up for yourself, I'm proud to be that girl. And I think it is my job in this business to be that girl for people. I actually tried not to be. I didn't want to share about this. I didn't want to be a coach, but I had people coming to me, because when you feel good, it's contagious. Not necessarily look good, but if you feel good, it's going to radiate from the inside out. And people are going to start saying, well, what are you doing? I want to do that too. So our next job is to take those same tools, the whole toolbox, and share it with others. Just like we always give the examples of our leggings or things like that, or our favorite restaurant. Those are really cool things, but we have to look at this as an absolute gift that literally will transform lives. It transformed mine, and I know that it can do the same for others. And then as their coach, you're going to show up and support them on that journey. I'm not going to get super into this. Don't let this part overwhelm you. This was kind of my third hesitation, was oh my gosh, if I'm going to coach, I'm in this for the long haul. And, like Brooke said, a lot of us have had a lot of life. We've experienced a lot of life in the last 3 years, personally, and coaching carried me through that. If I would not have had coaching, there's no way I would have stayed consistent. If I didn't have coaching, there's no way my husband would have been able to leave farming or I wish he'd leave farming and come home for a little bit, leave teaching and come home to be farming. So yes, that was kind of a scary thing, the long haul, but in the end, it really has blessed us so much. So you can serve those people through our BOD groups, whether you do a Facebook group, or if you're brand new here, like, I know I paired with my coach Brooke for a little bit, but just recognize that as like a trial thing. I love, like, it's really important, I think, eventually to kind of, if you want to build this as a business, people join you. So eventually we'll teach you how to spread your wings and run your own groups. And we have resources for all of those things. So don't let the fear of leading others be something that holds you back. Okay, I'm going to stop talking. Pass it over to Brooke.
I love it. It's always hard for me to talk after Dana White. I'm like, whoo, your words just get me every time, but it also gets me amped up. Okay, I'm going to talk about the second part of this, which is social media. And we're going to just take a little bit of a deeper dive into, connecting with people on social media and being that girl without being that girl, because I think this is such a common fear. I know it was for me when I started this business. I signed up December 2018. I'm not going to get into my whole story. Just follow me on social media if you want to hear it. But I remember telling myself, if I am going to do this, I am going to be me. I don't want to be somebody that's going to sugarcoat things. I don't want people to look at my life and think, oh, she has it all together. And it still happens sometimes, but I try my best to be as authentic as possible. I know these three women here have done the same thing. And I believe that is what has helped us establish credibility and build relationships with people. So the first thing is like, okay, you get on social media, you decide you want to go with this, and you're like, what in the world do I share? I feel like this is the biggest thing. People are like, where do I start? First thing, be authentic and be you. Start with your story. And I would ask yourself this, why are you here on this call right now? There's a reason why. It's not because you're bored at 1:30 in the afternoon, because I could be doing other things right now, like taking a nap or cleaning my kitchen or doing my laundry. And I'm sure you guys have a lot of other things you could be doing right now too. If you are watching the playback, how did you get this far in this? If you got this far, there is something going on in your brain, and it takes maybe a second to write it down. Why are you here? That story is going to look different for you. It's going to look different from the next person that's watching this. And even for the four of us that are on here that are sharing this opportunity with you, we all have our reasons why we are here. That is what you start to share. You start to share what brought you here, and you start to connect with others. So your story is something that a lot of people will say like, oh, well, I don't have this amazing story. And if you look at my social, like, I have a major weight loss story. That is my thing. That's my baby. That's what I use. But guess what? Some of the most successful coaches in this entire workout or network have never had more than 5 pounds to lose. Please. Like, when I go look at some of these coaches that have built amazing, thriving businesses, they never really had to lose weight. Some of them were super fit, but you know what they do? They share their stories. They share their passion. They share their voice, and they start finding that. And the only way that you find your voice is by sharing. You do the work, you share, and you figure it out, and you just keep going. So that is number one. The second thing is add value. We are not here for this to be the Brooke show, the Dana show, or the Rebecca show. This isn't a look at me and what I'm doing. I'm going on all these trips and doing all these amazing things every day. That's great. People are going to be like, okay, well, what does this mean for me? So you need to start thinking, well, how can you add value, and how can you support the person on the other end? Maybe it's some recipes. Maybe it's sleep training tips. Shout out to Brooke Anderson for sharing some of her sleep training tips, because I broke my first 2 children and they're terrible sleepers. And she'll randomly just share about, like, this is how I get my kids to nap. Like, that is valuable to me. And I am going to continue following her and trust her because she's sharing that. Maybe you're linking your favorite leggings or your favorite kitchen gadget or whatever. Start thinking about when you're sharing on social media, something that might be boring and normal to you, like your laundry routine, your morning routine, could be life-changing for somebody else that needs that. So these are the things that you're going to do. So you're going to be authentic. You're going to share your story, your passions. You're going to add value, share tips, tricks, do some fun engagement posts. Like, do you prefer chocolate or vanilla? My God, you could have conversations with people about that all day long. And then as a coach, you're going to start sprinkling in the company. Okay. You're not signing up. You're not going to be a Beachbody Shakeology billboard and just start posting your workouts and your deals, and that's it. You're going to become white noise if that's what you do, because so many people are doing that. So you're going to sprinkle it in. You can show the workouts, your supplements, your meals, nutrition, your groups that you're in and that you're running, but that is not the only thing that you are going to share. There's so much more to you than this business. So it all needs to come together in the end. All right. And again, this is something you're going to start doing daily. I can't say this enough. I know I put it at the end, but I want to jump up here. So being authentic, adding value, sprinkling the workouts, that's not just like a once in a while thing. This is daily, because this is your shop. This is how people are going to see, hey, I am open. I am doing this. Let's chat and have a conversation. So the next layer to that is you're going to be social on social media, and you're going to start getting out there and making friends. I think about my kids at the playground and I say, hey, there's hundreds of kids here. Go out there, introduce yourself, and start making friends and playing with people. That is what we are doing on social media. We're going out and we're engaging with other people and starting conversations. You can't just build this beautiful social media and sit back and say, all right, people come to me now. I'm open for business. Like, that would never work at a brick and mortar. You need to go out there, start engaging with people, have conversations, ask them questions. And I think the biggest thing about this part with connecting is you are completely detaching any sort of sale from these conversations. This is just you being a good human, building genuine connections with people that you would want to be friends with in real life. I talk to so many women on a daily basis in the weight loss community. I was just saying this, I did a live video this morning. I'm like, gosh, I really, over the past 4 years, I mean, I've dabbled in trying to figure out where my community is, talking to people, having conversations, and it always shifts. It'll shift depending on the season of life you're in too. Like Rebecca's probably connecting a lot with moms that have little babies, where I'm connecting with moms that have 2-year-olds that are freaking terrible sometimes, because that's the season I'm in, and she's in a different season than me. So it'll shift and change depending on what you're going on in life. But for me, I have found, because my weight loss is my passion. That is something that is just so near and dear to my heart that I could sit about and talk about all day long. I love getting out there and just having conversations with women that are on a journey that I am extremely passionate about. That. Do I know what this could do for them? Abso-freaking-lutely. Do I know that this could change their life? Sure do. Do I ask them if they would like to see if this would be a good fit for them? Yep, I ask them. I don't shy away from that. But do I attach every single conversation that I have with people to, oh, I'm doing this just so that I hope they can say yes? No, because that's disgusting. If people say no and it's not for them, okay, that's fine. I'm still going to love you and I'm still going to cheer you on. And you just keep going. So your job is not to go out and search and find people that are going to say yes to you. Your job is to be authentic, get to know people, give them value, and give them a reason to want to consider joining you, and then have conversations with them. So you're becoming a social media best friend, a big cheerleader for people on the internet. You're not scouring and, oh, so help me God, if I get one more message from someone that's like, oh, that's never talked to me in my life, that's like, do you want to try these leggings? I'm like, hi, nice to meet you. Can we have a conversation? That's what we want you to do. Love on people, get to know people, and become their friends. And then, yes, you are inviting them. You are saying, hey, do you think this would be a good fit for you? Love to give you some information. You put it in their court. You figure out what their goals are. You figure out what they want for their life. So it's not about me. It's not about, let me dump all this information on you and tell you about my fit club and all the supplements we have in. which one sounds good for you? No, it's me saying, hey, I see you're watching what I'm doing. Would you be interested in learning more? They say yes. And I say, cool. What are you working on right now? What are your goals? Anything you're working on for health and fitness or your income? What would you like to learn more about? What are you curious about? And we're having a conversation based on them, not based on me. So that's what I have on social media. To wrap that up real quick, you're finding your story, your voice, you're adding value, you're sprinkling in the workouts, you're not becoming a Beachbody billboard. So help me God. You're being social on social, and you're inviting others to learn about this opportunity to see if it would be a good fit for them. And you're doing this daily. You're taking action, you're evaluating. You take action, you evaluate. You post, you evaluate, and you develop it every single day until you get to the point where you're like us 4, 5, 6 years from now, where you get into this routine that it's almost like second nature to just do this. So I am going to hand it over to Rebecca and Tatum, sweet little baby. She's so stinking cute.
I think I have this one, right, Rebecca? Okay. But to piggyback on that, what was I gonna say, Brooke? It just like your health journey, right? Like it's not like, okay, I'm gonna commit this program for 1 month and then if I'm not successful, then I'm just gonna stop. Like you have to look at coaching. It's an entrepreneur like job. And to think, I remember Rebecca said this once, she's like, I mean, I went to college for 4 years. So why wouldn't I I studied this one particular thing for 4 years before I actually really made money on it. So why wouldn't I give like coaching? I'm not saying you have to give coaching 4 years, but like give it a shot. You use that long-term thinking of doing a little bit each day and then tweaking and a little bit and tweaking. So I'm going to jump into how to earn. Because one, I love this topic. It's actual business. And two, it's a really big part of my story was the income piece of it. Yes, the health and wellness and community like completely changed my life. I didn't think I needed that part. I was like, I'm good. Like, I know how to eat. I know how to like lose weight. And like, I honestly didn't. And I learned how messed up my thinking was around health and fitness once I started coaching. I'm like, whoa, I needed that part way more than I thought. But to be able to stay home with my kids and have that freedom and flexibility of living the life I wanted our family to live, I knew I had to provide financially for them. I didn't want to put that burden just on my husband. And I knew I could do both. I'm like, now it's 2022. Like we can have it all, not like in a way that's like, hey, you want to be home with your babies, but you still want to make a little extra income and you still want to travel and maybe you just want to be home and like whatever it is, like you can make it work. There's so much flexibility with this. I'm going to talk about, I know there's a lot on this page. I'm just going to talk about two things really. And I'm going to talk about the 2 ways you can earn money, the biggest ways. And also I had a few conversations right before this call of girls saying like, well, actually, the financial part is holding me back because I don't want to be spending all this money every month and then not be making anything. So I'm going to touch on how from the start you can be covering your products, and then you can also be covering diapers or date nights or vacations. So as coaches, we get 25% commission on anything we sell and help a friend, a family, someone we really don't know with, whether it's Shakeology, whether it's Beachbody On Demand, whether it's the Total Solution Pack, whether it's Energize. It doesn't have to be one thing or the other. Whatever you help someone get started with, you get 25% commission off of it. Also noted as a coach, you also get 25% discount on any product. So if you're using anything regularly, if you're using Energize to like perk up in the afternoon or help you get through your workout, or you're using Shakeology maybe every other day or daily, it's definitely worth it to sign up as a coach and at least start, like Brooke said, just sprinkling things into your life of like, hey, this is what I do to stay healthy, how I, as a busy mom or a busy working lady, how I'm squeezing this in. So that is the number one first option is commissions. And then the second is what we call the team cycle bonus. And basically this is in a nutshell, it's earning off the productivity of your team as you grow it, right? When you first get signed up, it's just you, and that is totally okay. You're not alone because you have a whole army of our whole team right behind you and helping you with every step. But also like you are going to be adding customers. You're going to be adding your own coaches. You're going to be adding people under you who are looking to you, not as the perfect leader or role model, just as a mentor and as a model of like, hey, this girl is doing it with me. She's going through the trenches. We're doing our workout journeys together. And that's all you are to them. You don't have to be this perfect CEO who knows all the answers. But you are the CEO of your business. I do want you to view yourself as that. And what's really cool about our system is we are a binary system. So you're up top and we have two sides, our left side and right side. And once you become an Emerald coach, which all that means is you have a coach on your left side and right side, poof, you're Emerald. It's super magical. We will shout you out on the team page. You get a gift from your coach. And once that happens, now you qualify for the team cycle bonus. I'm going to break it down kind of slowly for you so you kind of get the gist of it. But basically, it's measured in volume. And every product in our whole library, we have hundreds, Beach Bars, 3-Day Refresh, Energize, Hydrate, Shakeology. Like there's so much coming up the pipelines too. Everything has a volume number attached to it. So for example, Shakeology is 90, but I'm just going to put it as 100 volume. So when you have a couple people on one leg, maybe ordering Shakeology or Energize or whatever it may be, Hydrate or just Beach Bars or something, and you have other people ordering something on your other leg, anytime there is a 200 to 100 ratio, so 2 to 1, 200, 100, a team cycle bonus happens and Beachbody gifts you $14 into your bank account every Thursday. Now, before you're like, well, whoop-de-doo, what's the $14? First off, this is something I learned, like I didn't really think about it. Like that is not taking so say I get a team cycle bonus of $14. That's not taking away from Dana's check or Brooke's check. It is literally a gift, a bonus from Beachbody. Like in the regular corporate world, like my husband's in sales and his commissions check, his bonus checks are taking a piece of the pot from, his managers and his employees and his stuff. This is straight from Beachbody as a bonus. So it's also important to note that 2 to 100 ratio can happen as many times. So let's say you're growing your business, you have maybe 4 or 5 coaches on one leg and a couple coaches on the other leg. So you have a good chunk of volume. Maybe you have 1,000 volume on this leg and 600 on this leg. What Beachbody does every Thursday, they take 2 and 100 and you get that cycle bonus of $14. 2, 100, $14. 2 until they can't do that 2 to 100 anymore. And then all that leftover volume goes in the piggy bank for next week to be used. So that is hands down the biggest down the road, long term and a year from now, bulk way to earn income. Because I can say, and I know we can all say, is that we are not out there selling hundreds of challenge packs every single month, having to recruit so many customers. I sell maybe 5, then add 5 people to my team every single month, help them get started with the total solution pack. I'm not this guru that's getting all this commissions, but what is happening is I'm teaching them how to build a business and how to pass this gift on to others. Okay, the last thing I want to touch on, and then I want to shoot it over to Rebecca, is how can you from the start help cover your expenses? Because when you're signed up as a coach, you will have a $15 business fee. And what that goes towards is our back office, marketing materials, all of our taxes and that kind of stuff that we don't have to keep track of. And if you own your own business, you know that stuff is a pain in the butt. I'm so thankful I don't have to track all of my stuff. Beachbody does it all for us. So that's what that $15 goes towards. So you're gonna have that $15 charge, and then you will also have, whatever products you're using on every month as a charge. So usually it's around 100. Sometimes if you're using 3 or 4 products, it's going to be $150 you're spending. So how can we cover that? It's really simple. By helping 3 people get started every single month with the total solution pack. Because with the total solution pack, which is Beachbody On Demand plus a product, you are going to get at least $50 in commission with that. So if you help 3 people, there's $150 right away. And guess what? Maybe you just help two people. Maybe help the first month you help like a coworker and a neighbor, or your mom and your sister, or a cousin and your grandma. Don't exclude your grandma or your mom because they actually will end up, trust me, being your biggest fans. Like so many of us I know did not want to ask our mom and grandma, and like now like they do everything with us. So like you just never know who this is for and who will say no. So just ask them, say, hey, like let's just get healthy together. And maybe you just have two people, there's $100 right there that goes towards your first month. And like it just compounds after that. And most likely what's going to happen, they're going to feel good. They're going to love how they're feeling and getting the results that they're wanting. And they're going to continue to maybe order or want to sign up as a coach, want to get the discount. And that is how it slowly compounds, and the ripple effect takes off. So that's all I have for you for income. If you have any questions, I'm happy to talk about any of this after, because I know, especially with the team cycle bonus and that 2-to-1 ratio, sometimes that's a little confusing, but the more times you hear it, the more times it will make sense. So I'm going to pass it on to Rebecca to wrap us on up of how to get started.
Awesome. Hello, I'm Rebecca. This is Tatum. You might hear her squawking. I'm feeding her mac and cheese right now. So if you're wondering what I'm putting in her mouth. So I became a coach 4 years ago, and I'm going to be talking about how to get started. A little background. I watched a coach sneak peek like this that Brooke and Dana did 4 years ago. And I was like, you know what? That sounds really cool. But I told Brooke, I'm going to wait till I have kids to get started. And now just like having Tatum on this call, I'm like, holy crap, I am so thankful that I did not wait to start this business till I had kids, because I would have wasted 3 years before having kids. Tatum's about 7 months old. And then like starting a business now, I would have missed out on such, opportunity to grow this. And not that it like, honestly, it's not that it's harder to start when you have kids, but like now I'm able to provide financially for our family in a way that allows me to stay home with her part-time. And that was my whole goal of like starting coaching. I never really did Beachbody before. My experience with Beachbody was I did P90X in middle school with my next door neighbor. We did the ab workouts. Her dad had it. But like for me, I came into coaching because I wanted to make money. And I wanted like an opportunity to stay home. So if you're on the fence or you're like, oh, maybe in a few years, like just don't wait, because you're going to regret it and you're going to miss out on a lot of potential. So how to get started, basically it's super simple. And the really nice thing is you will have a team, us, she really likes mac and cheese. You have a team of us who will help you all along the way, knowing what to do. So what you start with is you just have your day one and you're like, okay, I am a Beachbody coach. Like Brooke said, you're not going to go blast on social media. Hey, everyone, I'm a Beachbody coach. Like, no, you're not going to do that. But you're going to make a commitment to yourself mentally. Like, hey, I'm starting this. I'm now a business owner and I'm going to take this seriously. And so what I first did as a coach was I did like my commitment posts on social media. And I just shared a little bit about my own background with health and fitness, my own struggles, things that people connect to. And I just shared like, I'm really excited to help people with the same things that I've struggled with. And then from there, you'll begin to just sprinkle your journey on social media. Like Brooke said, you'll share a little bit about your workouts, but you'll also just talk about your kids or your family, or, you'll share your favorite recipes. Maybe you'll talk about your favorite Netflix shows, just things that like you can connect with other people. And then as you begin to share on social media, you do your commitment posts, people will begin to follow your journey. And so as you connect with people, you'll naturally invite them to this opportunity. And so that's kind of like how you get started on social media. As far as getting started with helping people, we have a really cool app that Beachbody uses, and that is where we do all of our groups where we support our clients. So I just was like, okay, I started with inviting my sisters, I think. I invited like my old neighbors. I invited my best friends and was like, hey, do you want to get results together? And then I plugged them all in our app. And that's where we do daily check-in posts. That's where we log our workouts. And so you don't have to be an expert, and you just get to support your friends and family, and you all get results together. So that's how I started with helping people with their goals. And then as far as the actual coach business activities, you see this picture on the right, that's our daily tracker. And it makes this business so simple. Like literally, I devote like 45 minutes a day to doing this, which is about the same length as a Netflix episode. So there might be some things in this business that you have to sacrifice. Like maybe you end up watching less Netflix. But for me, I'm like, wow, okay, yeah, I watched less Netflix the past 4 years, but I also now make money and I also now get to stay home and I get to go on all these trips and I have, oh, mac and cheese. But like, it's so worth it for giving in, 30 to 45 minutes a day. Based on your goals, you'll put in more time. It's really up to you how much time you want to devote to this business. But that tracker lays it out so easily. Your first job is your journey. So first, do your workout, check in with your clients, and then read your personal development, because mindset is everything in this business. There's going to be days where you doubt yourself, where you feel like it's hard. And so personal development is something you do. And then that trigger just tells you, hey, if you want to see your business grow, these are the activities you should do consistently over time that will help you grow a business. And again, like I said, our team supports everyone the whole time. We have a group text where we're like, don't worry. Apparently they say gagging's good, So we all just help each other and we help answer each other's questions. So you'll never feel like you're alone in this. But yeah, that's how you get started. It's super simple. Don't wait. The longer you wait, you miss out on so much. And I'm trying to think if there's anything I'm missing, but yeah, I think that's the gist of it. I would say connect with your coach, whoever invited you to this, and they would love to just talk more about what questions you have. I had a lot of fear still going into it. I was like, is this a scam? All that. And so just reach out to the person who invited you and they'll answer all your questions. Right.
Oh my goodness, Tatum. I can't take you seriously. You're so sweet. Hi. And yes, gagging's good.
That's all I got. Yeah.
My husband doesn't like when it gags, but I'm like, it's good. They're fine.
I know. I'm like, oh my gosh. And they're like, no, it's good when they gag. I'm like, okay.
So, all right, you guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.